So you remember how to solve using trees, right? Remember that in a very basic mathematical setup that we have right here with 5 plus 2 times 5 plus 3, notice I'm putting them in parentheses because I really want to make sure which items need to be solved and how they're supposed to be solved, stuff like that. But the important part is if we're to put this into some type of tree, what item actually needs to be done, and you well know this is going to be the 5 plus 2 because it's the most inner set of parentheses. Now, it's really important, though, to know that that 5 plus 2, I almost said times 2, is going to be at the bottom of the tree. Because then we'll go ahead and solve that 5 plus 2, which as you know is 7, and then multiply that answer times 5, and then add the 3 on top of that. So notice, it's really important that you understand this. In reality, with trees, we're really solving them from bottom up more than anything else. You'll also notice that at the top of the tree is going to be waiting for the lower portions of the tree to solve before it can solve itself. Now this is going to rear its very ugly head here in a moment when we get to grammars that worry about associativity and the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally thing. The deeper the fruit are, they're actually the first ones to get attention and solve and then be able to help provide the rest of the tree with an answer. That's really, really important understanding that you're going to have here for the next few pages when it comes to the notes. So what I would like you to do, we'll go over solutions here in a minute, is go over all of these items here that I have for the questions, and then we'll get back to it and hopefully we'll get everything solidified for you. So number one, I already answered. Not worried about it. Number two, what would be the answer for either of these trees? Now let's see. 5 plus 2 is 7 times 5 is 35. So that one should be 38. But again, notice, to be frank, I'm using the parentheses that you see right here to let me know. I don't have that ability really with the tree that's on the right hand side. But notice if I started with the 3 here, I say 3 plus times, I can't do anything with that. I have to wait. So we can't have 3 plus times. We got to wait till we actually get a response from somewhere bottom of the tree. So what spot can I really actually complete in this tree? It's a 5 plus 9, which is 14. Then I can do the times 2, which is 14 times 2 is 28. And then plus 3 is 31. So notice how the tree really, by default, tells us how to solve it, because otherwise we can't solve anything. We can only solve the very bottom of the tree and then work our way up as we start getting more and more solutions from the bottom up. And then number 3, we'll go over here in a sec. So here I have actually answers for B and C. So for B, we have 6 plus 128 times 34 here. So we have a decent amount of complexity when it comes to multiplication here. But notice that in reality, what we're going to have here is that we're going to have the multiplication done first and then the addition. But here's the deal, though. Notice that in reality, this tree would be backwards because, again, look how the numbers are actually set up here. 128 really didn't come first. I'm reading it from left to right here. Then 34. That's not really how it's meant to go. The tree really should look something like this, where we have the 6. It's the same position as what it was in the equation. 6 is first, then 128, and then 34. And then we add our symbols in between here, where we still need the 128 times the 34, and then we're going to add all of that together to add it to 6. Now again, notice that the lowest hanging fruit's going to be done first. So you see the multiplication is going to be pushed towards the bottom. That also means that in our production, where we have addition, multiplication, stuff like that, multiplication is going to add another layer so that it pushes literally your equation further down the tree, because it knows the further down the tree, the most is going to be taken care of first. So that's really, really important. Now in this one over here, it's going to be a lot more interesting because we have 2, 6, 12, and 5. Notice this time this tree is done in the correct order of 2, 6, 12, and 5. You know that the power symbol is going to be taken care of first. Notice that's the deepest part that's in the tree. Next is going to be the multiplication, because multiplication is not as, they're close, but power happens first, then multiplication, then addition. So notice not just the order of the numbers themselves, but also the powers and the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally order happens too. Now we're going to need a grammar that can do that, and that's what's happening next.